2.5 back. And then down toward the inside comes Emerging Market as they make their way to the top of the stretch. Further Ado is getting going on the far outside with Commandment. They're both putting in their runs as they arrive into the final furlong. O'Sally is also gaining ground on the far outside as they come to the last 16th of a mile. Denon Bourbon in front. O'Sally a huge long shot. Renegade and Golden Tempo are closing too. Here's Golden Tempo! Golden Tempo and Cherie DeVaux make history in the Kentucky Derby over Renegade in a final time of 2:02.
Well, history was made yesterday in the 152nd running of the Kentucky Derby as conditioner Cherie DeVaux is now the first female trainer to train a Kentucky Derby winner. It was a very exciting race. I was, thinking, is this horse even going to get here? You know, and when you go back and you watch the replay again of Golden Tempo, what he was able to overcome was amazing, Jeff. Yeah. But the other thing was that the second place horse, who was leaving from the rail, had an awful start. Renegade. I mean, he got slammed coming out of the gate, slammed again coming out of the gate, and was able to overcome that to finish in the second spot.
And he got first run over Golden Tempo too, but Golden Tempo just was able to gobble them all up, and just a really, really cool story. It's only appropriate that Cherie DeVaux has a horse in our opening, and she feels pretty. Who was kind of her breakthrough horse, I think it's safe to say. She's had some great teachers along the way, very well-spoken individual, and a fantastic horsewoman. And from way, way off the pace. And we're going to take a look at the overhead shot. And what I love about the shot here, it's so interesting because originally Ortiz had to go inside and then he had to go outside, but he was following his brother the entire way. His brother's right in front of him. And eventually they're going to finish in the first and second place finish positions on the podium, and yet again a rider sweeps the Oaks and the Derby.
That was pretty amazing too. And then the fact that they're brothers and they finished 1-2, and you know, we've seen this picture so many times now. It's all over social media of the two of them holding each other after the race was over. But this is those types of horses I love, Jeff. Those nail biter horses.
And you have to have so many things go right for you. You can't get delayed because there was other horses on the inside that got all jammed up and stuff like that. The disappointing thing is just hearing after the race the fact that nobody from the Derby is going to compete in the Preakness except maybe the winner. But that's just the way the game is now. Just everybody wants to give their horses time between starts. But Golden Tempo from way, way, way off the
pace. Out of the clouds, as Danny would say.
And, you know, owned by some very famous owners, which is terrific. They've been involved in the game for a long, long time. And, you know, we had our quiz yesterday with Mr. Geller, and we were talking about Cherie DeVaux, and I said, I think she'll be the first female to win the Derby. I just don't think it's going to be this year. Wrong.
Well, you know, who could predict? I mean, that was unbelievable. The other thing that we've heard too, you got to keep in mind, the third place finisher was a maiden, right? So the Preakness is not going to be in the dance card for that horse. They just got to get this maiden out of the way.
Yeah, ran big though too.
Ran huge, great. So a lot of fun yesterday, and you know, that's what I always think when they go in the gate is let's just all get around here safe.
And they did.
And they did. Exactly.
A little scary with that giant white horse.
Yes.
That's a massive, massive horse.
He's huge.
Or great white, I should say.
But I heard everything's good with him today. Yep. So that's some good news there. We had a really busy day here yesterday as well with 11 races in the books. Fraser Abley did phenomenal on yesterday's card, winning 4 races on the program. But this was our stakes yesterday, which was our first graded stakes race of the 2026 campaign, the Whimsical, which was won by Safi Joseph and Reagan's Flame. Saheen Savachi in town to do the riding.
They went very, very fast early in this race and speeded quite well on the card yesterday. And this was a horse that came from well off the pace. Actually had a decent positioning and then got shuffled back to last and then eventually came from off the pace to be able to pull off the victory. Obviously, we know these silks very, very well around these parts here at Woodbine, and Safi Joseph, a world-class trainer. And not only did Saheen win with that one, but won with one of his old friends as well, Regal Guest, which was great to see that one getting back in the winner's enclosure.
Yesterday was a big day for Paramount Prince. He had a nice win on the program, Military Time. Now that horse really, really stamped himself yesterday as a force to be reckoned with. We knew when we saw him as a 2-year-old we were seeing a special horse, but what we saw yesterday, as we described, was a boy that turned into a man.
Made a little bit of mistake down the lane, but no harm. And I was able to survive an inquiry, and I can't wait to see that horse going around 2 turns in the not too distant future.
Yeah, big day yesterday, as mentioned, for Fraser Ailey. Won 4 on the program. Saheen won a couple on the program. Kevin won a couple on the program. Same can be said for Mark Cassey, who had 3 winners here yesterday.
Yeah,
as well.
he did. He
and
had
a big
very
win
good
down
day.
at Churchill.
Yes, true. So it was a pretty good 24 hours for Mr. Mark Cassey as well. Now on today's program, our feature race features some pretty talented sprinters. And you get Scorching back in the mix of things here. Can he be effective going 5.5 furlongs, or is this a stepping stone for some longer races?
Yeah, that's our shortest race of the day today. We have a whole bunch of races at 7/8.
Love it.
I think there's 5 races at 7/8, 1 2-turn race on today's program as well to look forward to, and we have 9 in store for you. Now this morning, as usual, Ernie Perry was very busy doing his clocking and, of course, passing along some good information to all of us and all of you who are joining with regards to the surface. He said it was far more fair today than in the past week, and this is something notable. He said the kickback was much lower. But he did say, as far as training went, when they were working in tandem, the edge went to the horses who got started in, in a front position. So, horses that were breaking off, maybe one was a couple of lengths in front or a length in front to start. Those horses had the edge. But Silent Wisdom for Tony Gadalero made it as the work of the day.
Yeah, this is a silent name, and silent names starting to get a little bit long in the tooth. So we got to enjoy these silent names while we still have them. This is Silent Wisdom, a horse that went through our sale, and still needs to get the gate card, but obviously is developing very, very nicely, getting into the mix of things. And I'll tell you who Ernie Perry likes as a 2-year-old is this Bandolier. This one's from the same family as Sipping History and Dissectologist. And this is the 2nd time this horse has made it onto the 2-year-old watch list. So this one might be going into a race we're expecting maybe in about 2 weeks-ish.
Possibly.
Yeah.
That's, I think that there was a 2-year-old race that didn't fill
yep.
already. So probably people looking to go a little bit further with those babies, but we'll see. Hopefully we have enough to make it go, that are ready to go. But you have to have been winter trained.
I love the babies this time of the year. They're so much fun to watch. And, it all gets rolling at Keeneland. I don't know, it's amazing how Wesley Ward has his 2-year-old so advanced over everybody else.
Once you got a program, and that's what he's known for, right?
Yep.
Is young horses and speed horses. So we'll see. Maybe he'll send a few up here.
No,
You never
I'm
know.
sure he'll take a look.
You never know. All right, let's get started with our topics for today. And our first topic comes up in race number 1. First race on the card, maidens for $25,000, going 6.5 furlongs. And we have some in here that, one in particular, that has become what we would call a professional maiden, and that is Be Me. This will be the 20th time that this now 5-year-old will try to get the maiden out of the way. But you have mentioned here, new year. Well, maybe it's a new year and a new opportunity for Be Me, who could have that experience pay off. The workouts are all right leading up to this race here today. Fraser Ailey, nobody hotter than him on yesterday's program, and he did combine with Krista Cole to get a win in the last.
Right, Lorraine's Beauty. Similar type of race to this, too. A maiden optional 25,000 claimer as well. And the works look good for Be Me. And the good news is, too, if you like the horse, some of the best races he's ever run have been fresh.
Right.
And he's obviously very, very fresh coming in this race, too. And right now, still not bad of a number at odds of 5-2. I'm taking a shot with this Silent Mort. They claim the horse. I just like the fact this one's winter trained. I don't know how good he is, but they're taking advantage of the waiver claim. I think that's a plus. I don't love the handily move from the gate. I'd rather it be a breezing move from the gate, but beggars can't be choosers when you're talking about me and 25,000 claimers in a race like this. And Gus's drum beats, this is a horse that worked in 47-4, again, handily. But it's the first time gelding today, and we just saw what the first time gelding did on yesterday's program by the name of Thunder Maker.
Yeah, he was very good yesterday. Devin Gittins sends out Fogdoro for the first start of the season as well with a new rider. They've tried plenty of different riders with this horse, and now it's Dave Moran's turn.
Who I don't think has ever ridden for this
No,
outfit.
I don't think so either.
Yeah, which is great. Dave, let's face it, with the passing of Mike Doyle, Davey lost one of his go-to riders, or go-to trainers, I should say. Yeah, so, he's had limited opportunities this season, but he's done very, very well.
Okay, so race number 1, maidens for $25,000, and they'll go 6.5 furlongs. Our second topic for the afternoon is eye-opening, and that's going to come up in race number 3 on the program. That's actually my name. My eye finally opened. Right, Jeff? I know what you're doing here. You're making fun of me. You're making fun of me for that puffy eye that I had. Third race on the program, a maiden special weight, and this time we're going to go 7/8 of a mile. Now, there are a lot of 7/8 races on today's program, and fitness is going to be a factor here. So horses that were maybe winter trained might have the slight edge. Curlin, the sire of yesterday's Kentucky Derby winner, is the sire of the one-horse Lake Louise, who was purchased for $250,000. Emma Wilson will be working this one, and these works are pretty good on this filly.
And what's cool about Curlin, there's two things. First of all, this is a son of Smart Strike, Canadian bred, and now Curlin has won a Triple Crown. He's sired a winner of all 3 races when it comes to the Triple Crown, which is fantastic.
Guess the price is going to go up.
Yeah, probably. But he's starting to get a little bit long in the tooth now, too. So he had to have his stallion season cut a little bit short as well. So I'm going to throw Lisa under the bus a little bit if you're watching the show for the very first time. We have our horses to watch folders. And mine's on a high-tech computer. You know, I've got a database and stuff like that. What do you use for your horses to watch?
It's a little binder. It's a duotang.
Duotang. Remember those from school?
I love mine.
So anyways, I had Dakota Blue on my duotang list.
There you go.
And I kept waiting for her to reemerge because she ran so well in this race. I had 2 horses that I had on my horses to watch list after this race, and they're last and second last. The last place finisher is a horse by the name of Star Attraction, who's out of Starship Jubilee and came out of this race to win and finished up full of run. The 1 and the 2 in this race, we're going to show you right now, had the best late performances in this race and the best gallop outs as well. And if you look at this horse finishing on the outside in here, watch this one on the far, far outside. And just, we're going to fly home in here. But not only do I like the way this one finishes late in this race, but just watch how the horse gallops out, this and the 1 and the 2, and just tell me that this isn't going to be a developing type of horse. Now, what led to the layoff, I don't know. But now we're going to take a look at the gallop. Look at the Star Attraction and Dakota Blue in here.
Yeah, she got even faster after the wire.
Exactly. So 7/8 of a mile, she's going to have to hustle, not to leave herself with as much work to do. Hopefully we have a bit more of a neutral racing strip today, but has been on my watch list for a long, long time, and I'm putting her right on top here in race number 3, but she's going to have her running shoes on.
And that's a relationship that started to form last year between Jose Campos and Rachel Halden. So I would imagine he's going to be one of that barn's go-to riders, and she's going to have some very live horses, especially when we start grass racing as well. So Dakota Blue is Jeff's top selection in this race. I went to D Capri. That's the Cassie runner with the blinkers on here today. You know, had raced at Gulfstream back in the months of January and February as well, and did finish second against Maidens for $50,000 down there.
And like Louise, you know, who ran so well first time out for Cassie, was such a disappointment second time out. But when you're coming from Oaklawn, we've talked about how tough Turfway is.
Yeah.
Oaklawn is wickedly tough as well.
So there's another horse racing for the first time today on a synthetic surface, but the works have been very good, which suggests that she's grabbing this racetrack pretty well. So that's the 3rd. Let's go over to our 5th race on today's program. 5th race is at 7/8 of a mile. It's an optional 50, non-winners of 2 life, and we do have some Oaks prospects in this race. In fact, we'll see some Oaks prospects, we'll see some plate prospects on today's card as well. Bossy Candy would be one of those. The other one would be Katie's Grace. Katie's Grace was really impressive in her career debut. She was, I believe, if she wasn't the first, she was the second Independence Hall to win. So that was one thing of note. Catherine A. Phillips uses Austin Adams quite a bit. And here's a horse who they probably have some high expectations for this season.
And lost one of our best 2-year-olds last time out in the Princess Elizabeth. And the eventual winner of this race has got that pocket trip in here. We'll see if the telestrator is going to behave for me now.
Nope.
Anyways, there's highlighted right now is Katie's Grace. In the pockets is the eventual winner of this race, that being Piper's Gift. But we want to focus in on the horse right now with the orange silks on the far outside. And this is Katie's Grace. You know what this horse reminds me a little bit about is I'm a Medicine Man. You know, they're coming back, probably a route horse. They're coming back in a sprint. It's a stepping stone for a longer races down the line. Here's the eventual winner with the Cheesewood colors and the yellow cap on the far outside. We're a little bit green in this race, but I love the fact that we get up to finish in the 2nd place position in here. The horse does finish up really, really well. Judging by the times and the fact that we have 3 works, I would say she was winter trained coming into this race here today. And let's see if she's an improved runner, because this is an exciting time of the year to have potentially a real nice prospect on your hands when it comes to the Oaks. Now, you spoke of Bossy Candy. I just think she well, she didn't have a great trip last time out, but she's been in some really difficult spots.
Sure, yeah, this should be a nice spot for her here today. And she does come up with some really good workouts as well, especially that work on April the 17th in 47. I mean, that was an easy breeze for her. So she stamps herself, I think, as a force to be reckoned with in this race. And you get Rafael Hernandez doing the riding. So 3, don't forget about Z-Train as well for Katerina Vasilieva, because, you know, again, you get that winter fitness down at Gulfstream, stopped off for a race at Turfway on the way back here.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. That's a great toss-in horse in there because, you know, this is one that I think is really developing too, because I remember when this horse won with Rafi aboard back in October of last season, I just thought she kind of tripped out, but I think she's a better horse right now than she has been at any portion of her career.
Okay, so that is race number 5 on our card this afternoon as we flip over to race number 6. 6th race is a maiden special weight going 7/8 of a mile. We've just talked about the girls. Now we're going to talk about the boys and some possible plate horses competing in here. Wilford Warrior is a first-time starter from the Mark Casse outfit, A War of Will. And then you have Believin'. Believin' is bred by Apricot Valley Thoroughbreds, and they will be watching. Trust me, they'll be biting their fingernails off watching this one here today. This is a gelded son of Blame that was purchased down at Keeneland for $45,000. Had 2 starts at Gulfstream Park for Mark Casse, including a 5th, which was pretty good because he was only beaten a length in that race.
Yeah, both races have been quite good. And, you know, with Patrick now retired, guess who's really kind of snugged in very nicely into that Casse barn? That's Fraser Abley, and deservedly so. Fraser's a very, very good rider, and you know, you've kind of been freshened up a little bit. You get back over to Canadian soil here, maybe for the first time since the horse was born, but we'll definitely keep a keen eye on that one. I like the 4-year-old in here, Prime Edge. You know, that Turfway race from February the 18th, that was really, really solid. A bit of a disappointment in that most recent race, but at this time of the year, if I'm kind of looking at horse that are somewhat evenly matched, I want to give the slight edge to the older horse, I think.
Yeah, me too. And that's why I did the same thing. I put Prime Edge up in the top spot. This Jolted horse is interesting too for Barb Minchell. Now, those races that he was competing in at Turfway were restricted, right? So those were Kentucky bred maiden special weights compared to the wide open maiden special weights that Prime Edge was in.
Right, they weren't for quite Kentucky bred races. They're the restricted sales price.
The sales price.
So 65,000 or
less, right? Yeah.
So
they have a lot of those in
which
Kentucky,
I think is fantastic.
Yeah, I think they have one too for like $100,000 or less.
Smaller purse, but you get easier competition.
Exactly. You don't have to
now
face
this
those
Wilford
bears.
Warrior is from the same mare that produced that Nipiro Sarah, so we'll see what this one has from post position number 1.
Yes, okay, so, and there's some bullets on this one too, getting ready for this race here today. So that's the 6th race. Race number 7 is an optional 32 or an A other than. This is our only 2-turn race of the afternoon. 1 mile and a 16th will be the distance here. We have Jamie Begg bringing in Power of Destiny from overseas. We saw a horse yesterday that Josie Carroll brought in from overseas, and we weren't sure what to do with that horse, and ended up with a good 3rd place finish in the stakes. So it looks like she's got a serious racehorse there. This is a new one, gets onto the Lasix program, and you know, like we were saying yesterday, carries much lighter weight, even at 123 pounds. The previous weight was 123 when racing in Britain, but the race before was 141 pounds. So again, we have a horse here who actually shows us some synthetic data. From 6 starts, you've had a win and a couple of 2nd place efforts.
And Elisa, I just don't think this is a tough non-one.
No.
You know, and that's why I'm going to go in her direction. I just don't think the field's come up that tough. I never really give Ella Diz enough props.
No, me neither.
And, you know, she's made a lot of money in her career, and she might be ready to go off the layoff. I do like the fact that Galley had his winter race.
Me too.
And how often do you see it being the other Casse, the other Bob Baffert? It could be the other Begg in this race as well. Beautiful Sky, you know, just claimed for $15,000. I'll tell you, Josie's done well with Otzi. You might remember she bought that horse off of Augustin, and she'd had some success down in Florida. But if Power of Destiny's got just a teeny tiny bit of ability, might be able to do some pretty good things in this race.
However, like, wasn't it opening weekend, I think we saw Jamie Begg with a 1-2 punch, right? And I think you're going to see the same thing again here. It's one or the other, Galley Head or Power of Destiny.
Yeah, it was Pageant Queen over Sipping History, I think.
Right? That's right. He had bookends that day, and close to the same thing again here today. So race number 7 on the card, our first 2-turn race of the year, where what was ironic was yesterday we had our first 2-turn race of the season for boys, and the winter race horses, no bueno. Not necessarily. They think they finished 1-2, but it was our local horse that ended up finishing in the third place spot. And some of the horses that we thought would have a massive advantage from winter racing just didn't show up.
Yeah, John Coriat's horse was able to finish in the third place position.
That's right.
But you're right, that was a surprise because that horse came over with a fur coat on.
Exactly. Exactly. All right, let's talk about our on-track feature for the afternoon. That's the Thorncliffe for a purse of $100,000. The race is for 4-year-olds and up. And in this spot, we've got a field of 7. But we have some familiar faces and some newcomers that we'll add to the mix in here, including Poulin in OT for conditioner Steve Owens. He hasn't shied away from telling the truth about why this horse left racing back in the month of May of 2025. It was due to a chip that needed to be removed. They did all the right things with the horse, and it looks like he has rebounded tremendously well to give them a win down at Gulfstream. But then you have Dale DeRusso, who's got this new horse that he's picked up for Centennial Farms. This is GT 500, so it's GT versus OT.
A GT 500 has got a very nice resume. It's made $500,000, and one of the main reasons why I think they bought the horse, according to some of the press clippings that we read, is because of the synthetic specialist that the horse has turned out to be. So I went on to the auction sales data list to try and figure out maybe what they paid for the horse. The horse was an RNA for $160,000.
Okay.
So I'm thinking if the horse was an RNA for $160,000, the sellers probably didn't get what they wanted. So they, if you're looking for approximately what they paid, it's probably like $160,000, $170,000.
Let's say
something like that, right? So, and they could have a decent return on their investment in here because obviously this is a horse that loves the synthetic. And apparently, they were saying in the press clippings as well, I'm not sure if it was with Ron or with our team here, this is a good-sized horse, too.
Right.
So I'm looking forward to see what we've got with that one. I really hope that Scorching has a great year. You know, and nothing went right for the horse last season. Go-Kart Mozart, this is kind of the acid test now for him. You know, he was so good in the Heritage Series. You've got Dark Screen, Was Soleil, and the Streaming of Kona, who has supplemented this race, gets on to the synthetic and has had success on the synthetic in the past. But I think it's 5-3 in this spot, 3-5.
5-3-3-5. Yeah, I would agree with you. And once we get a chance to see this 3-horse in person,
I'm excited.
Because this is a barn that's had quite a bit of success, Centennial Farms, and they've spent a pretty penny to get this horse. And don't forget that would be U.S. funds as well. So 150 U.S. That's quite a lot of money in Canadian dollars as well.
And one thing about Dale's horses, and I say this to everybody, they all come over looking so good.
They look really good. Yeah. He's this, like I said, young trainer that we have up and coming to really look forward to. Last race, how we're going to wrap things up for you today will be the 9th on our program, and this is where we play the Jackpot High Five. 9th race is a 15-claimer nominators of 2 life. A significant scratch from this race with the 9-horse Captivating Name come out. This is one of the, if not the biggest field we've had yet this season as well. So you get plenty to choose from, but an unfortunate scratch of the 9. That's a steward scratch as well. So not a vet scratch, nothing we need to worry about there. But because that horse is out, I think a lot of us are going to fall onto our second selection. Yeah,
that's with me. That's Let's Go Liam. That's what I've fallen onto in here. Winter race. And I love winter race, winter trained horses when we're going 7/8 early on in the meets. So I'm going to go in that one's direction as my topick here. You and Me Baby, Theranos has done well early on in this meet. I think that's a promising horse for sure. This Paradise Perfect intrigues me a little bit. The 1 for 26 is alarming, but if I'm playing like the Jackpot High Five, like 3rd, 4th place spots my ticket, I've got the horse all over the place. Yeah.
You know what else too on this one is this Let's Go Liam. Maybe a lot of people aren't familiar with Nick Malini Jr. He is a conditioner that's based at Fort Erie, and he's been pretty much based there for, I would say, most of his career, but he has an ace up his sleeve with Helen Vanek as his exercise rider and Helen as his AT, I would assume as well. So that's 2 pretty good horse people sending over this one.
I think Helen's pony at Fort Erie still races in quarter horse races.
He might. He's pretty awesome. She's certainly a horse whisperer. So race number 9 going 7/8 of a mile is how we're going to wrap things up for you today. So that gets us through the 9 that we have in total. We are going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we will take a look in depth at our plays of the day and clocker horses as well.
Love horse racing? HPIBet.com is Canada's leader in online horse betting. Access thousands of live races from hundreds of tracks worldwide instantly. Enjoy the most advanced betting tools, like AI Smart Picks and exclusive cashback rewards you won't get anywhere else. Join today and get up to $100 in free bets. Get the ultimate horse betting experience with HPIBet.com.
And guided into the stretch, leads by 2.5 to Fila de Ariana, who's making a real bid now on the outside to make a big effort to get this leader. Patches O'Houlihan got away by 3, and Fila de Ariana will not give up, but well out in front. And Patches O'Houlihan is just in second gear, and what a grand return for the horse of the year. Cruises in the Thorncliffe Stakes, 3.5 to Fila de Ariana. They were so much classier. They've maybe 8 lengths ahead of the rest of them. And then I'm a Gambler, Ironstone, Flag of Honor, and
The late, great Patches O'Houlihan. He gave us some tremendous thrills over the years. We will never, ever forget that horse. And last year, we saw him win the Thorncliffe.
Such a cool animal. Just ran with such heart. Loved to win races, and we miss him greatly.
We sure do.
But it's nice to have those races on tape that we're able to go back and look back at what he did, and he was an amazing animal.
Yeah, you know what's funny too is that we kind of all fell in love with him and his personality, and we're waiting for that to come now. Like, who's going to be the horse to fill his shoes in 2026? We are waiting, and we might be finding him in the next day here at Woodbine. Okay. I want to talk about plays of the day as well and see how things shake up for us. Both of us had Captivating Name as a play, and that horse, of course, is out.
The good news is, Lisa, we can only be wrong 3 times. My watch lister is Dakota Blue. Whether you have Duotang, notebooks, iPads, laptops, the horses to watch lists are fun, and we've got that one on mine. Bossy Candy is my multi-leg single. And the winter race edge, the beautifully bred Prime Edge. All
right, so I already told you my Captivating Name is out now. Up the Ante is the horse I like the best on today's program. So I think this one's in to get the maiden out of the way. Bossy Candy and GT500, I think, is a new addition to the Dale DeRusso outfit, and a new addition here that I think we're going to really enjoy watching this season. So we'll keep our eye out on that one as well. Aramis Factor at 10 to 1. Wow, there's a price horse for you. In race number 5 on today's card. So that's the Josie Carroll horse that Fraser's going to ride. Had raced 3 times down at Gulfstream Park, beat 28 lengths, 6 lengths, and 20 lengths essentially, but does have that fitness edge, which is, she's in against some tough ones today with Bossy Candy and Katie's Grace. Poulin in OT is Ron's top selection as well, and he did a nice article with Steve Owen, so he was able to kind of get down to the nitty-gritty with that ankle chip that had been taken out of this horse, and now we see the comeback to racing. Robert has 2 selections that he suggests playing across the board. Katie's Grace is one of them, the daughter of Independence Hall, and Scorching is the other from the John Charalambous outfit, who will look to cut back in distance here today after competing last year in our Canadian Triple Crown events. So there's a couple for you from Robert Geller as well. Did he hit his pick 5 yesterday? I don't know. He didn't. Was he 4 out of 5? Because that would make me feel a lot better. Ooh, 3 out of 5. Okay.
That's okay. Got off to a good start.
Yeah, he did get off to a good
amazing,
start.
So.
Well, the good news is we've got one today. Is that good news?
Well, we're 1 for our last one,
That is
Lisa.
true. That is true. First, we want to look at some clocker horses, and then we're going to talk about this pick 5. We've advanced from the pick 4 from last season. So Dakota Blue makes the clocker horse. Okay, so not only makes the Duotang, but makes the clocker report as well for Rachel Halden, 8 to 1. Don't know if you're going to get that. And Scorching. So both the horses that he's put up are listed at 8 to 1.
One winter trained and one is not, if memory serves me correct.
On Scorching, you mean?
Right.
Yeah, and Dakota Blue would have been down in Florida.
I would think so,
at
yeah.
Payson,
Yep. Right. So 2 8-1 shots in there. Curious to see, what type of action both those horses take coming up a little bit later on in the program.
And it would be
and that might, I think that is Scorching right there.
I think it is too. Those are the Silks at least.
Did you do that on purpose, Mike, producer Mike, or is that a fluke?
Well, we would have had the picture from last year from King's Plate. So why not use it again?
I thought didn't you have to skip the plates?
No.
Did he run the plate last year?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, he did run the plate last year.
Where were you?
I was here. I just know they missed so much time. I get confused when he ran.
I think it might be cool if he turns out to be a real superstar little
that would
sprinter.
be awesome.
Right?
Be
I mean,
awesome.
I understand everybody trying to go 2 turns for the plate, but not everybody really wants to do that. And, you know, we might have a really nice little sprinter on our hands.
He got quite sick at the start of last year.
I
Remember,
think that
he was supposed to race down in New York, and then he had to scratch because they thought he was a Derby horse. And he's owned by some lovely individuals, too.
Really good people.
Yeah.
Okay, last year it was all about the pick 4 for us. 3 out of 4 was really our highest percentage, I would say. But this year it's all about the pick 5. We've got 1.
We got the first Lego already.
We like it. So we thought, since we cashed on that pick 5 and we haven't used that money, that we might as well play it today. So here's what we got. We cannot come up with a winner in the second race on the card, so we figured just hit the all button. That's the safest
route. And give us a 20 to 1 shot to start
That would be awesome.
That'd be fantastic.
Then in the third race, I like the Cassie horses. I think we have to include the 1 and the 5, but you, of course, have highlighted the 4, Dakota Blue.
Yes, so 1, 4, 5. We got 2 Cassies and the Duotang horse.
You got it.
That's now the official name for our horses to watch, the Duotang horse.
Okay, spell it. Up the ante. This is my best bet on today's program, so we're going to key this horse.
Yeah, I think should be a real speed threat today, and now we've got that tightener under our belt, so I like that.
And then we both agree on Bossy Candy.
Yeah.
Okay,
so you can see this is why we're able to press the all button that first leg.
And then race number 6, we went a couple of different directions. Like Prime Edge, we certainly like. And the other horse that we wanted to include was
Jolted and Believin'.
Believin', yeah. But then we wanted to include. I said, let's toss in this Jolton horse just in case Jolted, who comes up from Turfway, just because these Turfway horses have done so well. So this is what the ticket looks like. All button. And then 3 single 3s for a cost of $12.60 if you want to play it for 20 cents.
So you know one of our Equibase stars upstairs is one by the name of Kelly Regan. It used to be a famous agent.
Famous.
He, early on in meets, will keep track of our tickets. So I'm sure this is written down already in his Duotang to see how we do today.
And if we don't hit it for the next few weeks, we will hear about it. Yeah. Speaking of hitting these things, guess what we're going to do? We're going to hit up Fridays next week. Woo! So our first Friday of the meet will start next Friday. And we'll do that for a month. I say, right? A month?
About that,
And then we'll kick in the Thursdays. So it looks like post time's going to be 1:20. I'm going off the magnet, right?
The magnet says 1.
The magnet says 1? Okay,
it is 1:20.
Don't go off the magnet. It's 1:20.
But it does say post time subject to change. Now you might be wondering why at Woodbine we start off the meet with only 2 days, then 3, then 4. It's because Lisa and I, we're getting a little bit older. We need a couple 3/8, then we get up to the half.
Exactly.
And then eventually we get to the 5/8.
That's right. I know. I think we can handle 3 days of racing in a row. I'm hoping, but Sunday we could be just knackered out. What were you saying, Mike? I didn't hear you. Oh, June 11th is when we start the Thursdays. Okay, so... But
hopefully it's a little warmer by then.
I got bad news for you.
I know.
The next weekend is not looking very good. It's looking like 12 degrees. The best day of the week tomorrow.
That's good.
So enjoy it, everybody. It's a walk day for a lot of people.
I'll be watching Mohawk tomorrow night.
I will be at Mohawk tomorrow night. Yes, enjoying my time with Hall of Famer Randy Waples. Okay, we got 9 races in store for you today. You'll see some plate prospects. You'll see some Oaks prospects. Lots of 7/8 races on today's card as well. Good luck.